Perfect. So, welcome everyone. My name is Stephanie, and I am the program coordinator with Community Futures in our Entrepreneurs with Disabilities program. So, I will have a slideshow just getting started here as we're settling in. There we go. Okay, so grab a tea, coffee, whatever will be helpful for you as you're settling into the afternoon. All right. Perfect. There we go. Just had a little internet glitch. Wonderful. Okay, so let's jump in and get started. I'll first acknowledge I am joining you today from Manitoba. I live in rural Manitoba. I've lived in a few different places, but right now I'm about an hour and 10 minutes outside of Winnipeg and do have a passion for rural, but I did grow up in Winnipeg as well. So I am joining all of you from Manitoba and want to acknowledge that I am on ancestral lands of Treaty 1 territory, the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. I want to acknowledge if you're joining from Manitoba or if you're joining us from Saskatchewan today or elsewhere, you've joined us from your treaty territory, depending on where you live, and acknowledge the traditional homeland of the Métis and honor their contributions. So I'll also let anyone know if you would like to put on the closed captioning as an accessibility accommodation, you absolutely can. We'll have time for questions and discussions at the end of the presentation. So it's about maybe 15, 20, 25 minutes of sharing information about our services. And our topic today is about new year, new career. So I know January and the beginning of a new year is often a time where people start thinking about maybe implementing some of those goals or things you've been thinking about, and starting a business or a self-employment journey might have been one of those goals you were thinking about. So if that was part of your New Year's resolution, we're into February now. So if you're thinking more about that, or you've started some things and you're looking for more support and resources to keep moving forward with your plan and achieve your goals and your dreams and that vision for your business, this is a great place for you to learn more. You also might be joining us today as a service provider. If you're working with people who are looking to start a self-employment endeavor, supporting people, with employment or starting their own business, it's great information for you to have so that you can provide support to people and those great resources. Also, if you're just here kind of gathering information, either, for yourself, because you're not sure, it's the first time you've started thinking about maybe shifting, career into self-employment and owning a business from working your typical 9 to 5 at an employer, that it's a great opportunity. Also, you might be here thinking of a friend, neighbor, or family member who might benefit from this opportunity to start their own business and work with us at Community Futures. So we like to just, introduce a few of the entrepreneurs that we've supported. We work both across Manitoba and Saskatchewan. So in Saskatchewan, we have Maddie Guibosh, and she operates Good as New detailing services out of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. And she's actually a recent graduate of one of our 6-month training programs through our EDP services, which is called our Business Builder program. So it's a really structured, accelerated program to help people with business training, support to develop their business plan, and to be ready to launch their business within 6 months. So that's an exciting program that we've had underway and is now full. But we hope to be able to offer a similar program like that in the future, because we've helped over 60 entrepreneurs start a new business across Manitoba and Saskatchewan through that program. Here we've got Michelle Jansen, when she operates Michelle Jansen's Signature Cakes and Cookies out of Waldheim, Saskatchewan. And here we have Vanessa, and she's the owner of Tisdale Florist in Tisdale, Saskatchewan. And to highlight a few entrepreneurs in Manitoba with new businesses, this is Debbie. And Debbie is a graduate of our Business Builder program as well. And she operates Talking Body Laser Aesthetics out of Stonewall, Manitoba. And we have Les up in Flin Flon, and he started Norman Risk Consulting through our Business Builder program, and Rochelle, who operates Stellar Detailing out of Lac du Bonny and also graduated from the Business Builder program recently. So it's a wonderful opportunity. These entrepreneurs are also really proud of all of their hard work and dedication and are happy to be showcased to help inspire other people who might be looking to start their own business. So, a little bit of background because our Entrepreneurs with Disabilities program is a part of the Community Futures Network. So, it's a specialized program offering services to entrepreneurs who are living with a disability or a health condition. I will talk more about kind of how we define that and what that looks like and eligibility as we move forward in the presentation. But we work within all, across Canada, Community Futures exists. So, if you've heard about Community Futures, or maybe you haven't, there are 267 independent Community Futures offices across rural Canada. So that definition of rural is basically when it comes to Saskatchewan and Manitoba, that's anywhere outside of the city of Winnipeg and anywhere outside of the cities of Regina and Saskatoon. And so all those rural areas are within one of the regions of our Community Futures offices in these two provinces. But again, we are nationally across Canada. And we have our EDP program in 90 offices in rural regions, and there are 6 urban offices as well. So in Saskatchewan, there are 13 Community Futures offices. So you can kind of see here from the map, based on where you live, which region you would be supported by and of those offices. And then in Manitoba, there are 16 offices. So depending on where you live, you'd be working with the team at the regional office in the area that you live in. And why that's important and actually a real benefit is because, of course, each region of the province has different industries, different sort of demographics, the economic landscape is different in each area. So the benefit of working with the team at the Community Futures office in your region is that they know the ins and outs and they're well connected to those to the economic landscape and the demographics and supporting you to kind of understand, how your business will do when you're doing some of that research on that new business idea. They can really tailor their support to you based on what they know of the region and help you make those connections. So the services that we provide are all about one-to-one business consultation. So it's really taking your individual circumstance and experience and your passion and the skills that you have in helping you to kind of create that viable business plan. And we have lots of tools and resources to help you with your business plan development and resources and training, free training opportunities or low cost training opportunities, and also access to repayable loans for viable businesses. So you can apply for up to $150,000 in a business loan that is repayable. We're considered a developmental lender. So it's a little bit different from a traditional lender, your financial institution or a credit union. So just that's something that you would be able to sort of explore your options and see what the best fit for you might be. Although not everybody is looking for a business loan. Maybe someone is just starting a new business and there aren't a lot of startup costs associated with that new business. And so it's not a requirement of any of our services, nor is it a guarantee that if you work with us and you create that business plan and you apply for a loan, you may or may not, like there's lots of different eligibility criteria. So we just like to give that disclaimer as well, that you have to meet all of the application criteria to be eligible for a loan. But certainly having a business plan and working through business training and having lots of support and resources is very helpful. So just kind of jumping in, what brought you to the session today, thinking about a new year, is 2025 the year that maybe you want to take that leap and start a new career and explore self-employment, or maybe you've been a business owner already and owned one or two different businesses, maybe you're part of a family business and you're looking to branch off and start something new or grow your business and you're looking for some resources and support. Because being an entrepreneur, it's so exciting and there's such passion behind it, but it can be quite overwhelming and lonely because if you're especially working on your own as a solopreneur, you're the person doing all of the things. You can feel feel like you're walking that journey alone if you don't have a network of support. And so here at Community Futures, we like to offer that support so that you don't feel like you're alone. You're connected. You can share ideas, and just have someone to listen to and help coach you along the way. So you're not meant to walk the journey alone. So I'm happy to have all of you here today and to also share this with other people who might be interested. So maybe if you want to just either put in the chat or share a reaction, let's do a little true or false about what your thoughts are, kind of when it comes to exploring self-employment or what your preferences are. So number one, I like the challenge of juggling many responsibilities. So is that true or false? So if you're comfortable, you can put that in the chat, either true or false. I like the challenge of juggling many responsibilities. Number two, I'm happy to work long hours doing something I love. Is that true or false for you? I'm happy to work long hours doing something I love. Number three, I like working independently. Do you feel that's true or false based on your preference? I like working independently. I like coming up with new and different ways of doing things. True or false for you? I like coming up with new and different ways of doing things. And the next one, I want to be able to set my own work hours, even if it means I must work at night or on the weekends. I want to be able to set my own work hours, even if you're working on the evenings and weekends. True or false? And the last one, I have a hobby. You have a hobby or something you're passionate about that you do. True or false? So if you answered true to a few or all of those questions, then it might be that self-employment or starting your own business might be a great option for you. Because it's not for everyone, and it can feel like it's a lot, but also it gives a lot of freedom and a lot of autonomy to work within, doing the skills and sharing the passions that you have, but also lots of flexibility and freedom to work your own hours and do the tasks that work for you. And when it comes to supporting people who are living with a disability or a health condition, that's really important. It's that freedom and that flexibility, creating, the own roles and responsibilities and doing the tasks that work well for you at the times that work well for you, because that can be very different. And as much as, my background is as a counselor and as a coach, and I've done a lot of work supporting employers, doing a lot of disability advocacy work, and creating accommodation plans for employees in the workplace. And as much as we want employers and we encourage employers to be flexible and to make accommodations, we just know that sometimes, depending on the type of work, the industry, it can be a challenge. There can be some barriers to that can be frustrating, or, maybe you need more time off than to manage medical appointments and things like that, or adjustment of hours. And it's just not always possible, or it can create some challenges in the workplace. So self-employment is becoming more and more recognized as an incredible opportunity for people, so that you've got that flexibility. But again, the right supports and services for you to be, not walking that journey alone are important for you to be successful. So what are some of the pros and cons that you think? Now you can either unmute yourselves if you want to just share your thoughts, or you can type it in the chat. What do we think some of the pros or benefits are to self-employment? And I'll just kind of check the chat here. Benefits do we think? We talked about a few of them. Definitely that flexibility, um, more time, to manage your health, take breaks. manage what you need to during the day. Also, flexibility for families. I know that that can be a challenge too, right? As kids' schedules, childcare arrangements. Yeah, if you have a home-based business, that also really helps, where you're reducing travel costs, parking. There's that environmental impact when people can work from home or have a home-based business. It's great that way. Also, that you don't have to worry about an accessible workspace. So if that's been a challenge for you, or maybe you have some mobility needs or, vision, hearing needs, sometimes having more control over your working environment, particularly at home, because that is where you spend most of your time, having a home-based business is great and really beneficial in so many ways. I think one that often fits in both categories are financial. So some people, will say that it's a pro because there's no real limit. If you're working for an employer, you've got a set salary scale, right? And once you're either whether you're unionized or, you've just got a salary scale, you're kind of capped out on what your earnings can be. But with a owning your own business and self-employment, there really could be endless possibilities depending on what your business is, how you market yourself, how much you're able to produce, whether it's a product or a service. There's lots of variables there, but it could potentially raise, that limitation on what you're able to earn in terms of financial. But people also put that in a cons category because it is kind of scary to not have that guaranteed paycheck every 2 weeks and know what to expect and kind of have some variables potentially in your finances or unexpected costs or unforeseen circumstances that could come with owning your own business. So it's sometimes a little bit of both on that one. For some of the other cons or some of the downsides or concerns, like what has maybe held you back from starting that self-employment journey? What are some things that you might be worried about? A common one for sure is when, because usually people start a business because there's either a skill or a service or a product that they're really passionate about and you want to share it with the world. But then when you own your own business, there's all the other things you have to do. So that maybe it's aren't your preference or that you don't know how to do or you're not that skilled in. So it's can be exciting and a pro to learn new skills, but it can also feel like a con or concerning or a bit of a challenge because you have to learn new skills and you have to do all the things. Like one for sure is a common complaint from entrepreneurs is bookkeeping and managing all the administrative stuff behind the scenes and the financials and how do I understand the taxes and what do I do with all of this and insurance needs and so there's lots of things to think about. But the great thing is that even with some of the things that are a challenge, we've got lots of resources and support to help you work through them, learn those new skills. And for anything that you feel you just can't manage, you can also incorporate into your budget and your monthly cash flow that you could outsource some of those services. So for some people who realize I don't have the time or the ability to do my own books, I'm going to hire a bookkeeper, an accountant to take care of that for me in my business. Another one is could be digital marketing. People who don't really like being on social media. Some people love it, other people not so much, or just feel like they don't have the time. So you could outsource that and hire somebody to manage your social media and digital marketing campaigns for you to help grow your business and bring in new customers. So always lots of options, but just think for yourself what, if you're at a point where you're considering, taking that leap into starting your dream business, just really write down some of those pros and cons and anything that fits in between. And then maybe you can target some of your concerns to gather more information, some support, some resources to help you kind of balance those things out and then decide so that you're making an informed decision to know, okay, well, these are my concerns, these are the challenges or barriers I might see, but what are some solutions that I can put in place that are going to help me move forward? So just something for you to think about. Great. So, what type of business would interest you? There are endless opportunities and amazing business ideas. I always love hearing people's stories and what brought them to want to start their own business and why and what are they interested in doing. So, there are so many different options. I invite you to share in the chat if you have something that you've been thinking about and you want to explore. Maybe a travel agent, starting an online store, being a designer, bookkeeping. We know we've got a lot of business owners looking for bookkeepers, and we just recently helped two people start a bookkeeping business. So lots of amazing opportunities for you. So just think about that. And also, if you're not sure and you say, like, this is something I want to do, but I don't really know, or I have two or three different ideas for what I might do for my business, it would be great for you to connect with us and have a conversation, share your story, share your passions, and also we can help point you in the right direction to kind of find what might be a great fit for you, but also what would be some viable business options or where are some of the gaps in the market in your region and what type of business you're looking to start so that you're really making a plan that is based on research and industry connections. And again, lots of benefits of running a home-based business. I think more and more people, and with technology and advances in technology, we can do a lot more from home right now than ever before. And so it's opened up more opportunities for those home-based businesses. So you don't necessarily have to think about having a storefront, or some people will start a business at home, and as the business continues to grow, maybe then expand it and then open a storefront where your clients and customers can come visit you there, whether it be for a service or a product, or you want to then hire employees because of the workload. You're busy enough that you're going to hire employees, so you need a physical work office location. So whatever that might be, it can lead to many things, but there are a lot more opportunities for home-based businesses. So, when you're thinking of starting a business and really branching off into a new career as a self employed individual, there's lots of things to do, right? There's always tasks to do, things to learn. And I've been referencing a lot of the support and resources that we have available. So, just to highlight a few, through Community Futures, you would be able to work with us for business supports. So, you would work with the Community Futures team in your area to plan for your business, explore that viability, and launch your business. And once you've launched your business, that doesn't mean that, oh, now you're done. We don't offer support and services. No, we're always here for you for the life of your business, because when you're planning to launch a business and get started, there are always things that are going to come up that you didn't anticipate or didn't work out the way that you had initially thought. So we're here for that ongoing business coaching and support to help you kind of address anything that comes up, pivot, share some new ideas, and really hone in. If then you realize, oh, now that I'm operational, I think I need more help or more support in this area. And so then we can help you get connected to some training or some resources. So we call that ongoing business aftercare. And then business plan development. We've got a great business planning workbook. And that is often one of the most daunting tasks that feels very overwhelming to develop this business plan because there's lots of information that goes into it. But it really is, once you've got that business idea and you're excited, you've got all of the ideas. This tool really helps you break it down into manageable pieces and sections through the template, so then it doesn't feel as overwhelming. You're just do one section at a time, get those ideas out, and anywhere where you're sort of feeling stuck or you need more support, then we can definitely help you with that. And we've got a great startup checklist. So it's a 10-step guide to help you plan to start your business. So there might be lots of things that you already know and you are aware of. But if this is brand new to you as an entrepreneurship, then that's a great tool to really make sure that there's, those are the areas that you need to check off and need to take care of as you're growing and starting to plan your business. And we've got business training. We have our Build a Better Business program, and that's a 10-module self-directed online business training program. So it really gives an excellent foundation of like business 101. So giving you a solid foundation of business skills and insights for you and your business. And you can kind of take the information that's presented and then tailor it and funnel it down into what makes the most sense and works for you and your vision for your business. So starting with business startup and business planning modules, you move right through human resources, basic bookkeeping skills, um, branding and marketing, taxes and other fees, pricing and your cash flow, and how do you figure out all of those things. So it gives you that great general information there, and then we'll help you to hone in on any of those areas that you need more support on. And that Build a Better Business program is free. So it's online, you create an account. Following our session today, I'm going to send a follow-up email that will have links to all of these resources that I reference, as well as then you can email me if you want more information, if you want to connect to tell me more about your story and what type of support you're looking for, then I can share that more individually with you and connect you with your local Community Futures team so that they can support you. So you'll have the link to get set up on that training website. So there is one in Manitoba because it does have some Manitoba specific information, and there's one in Saskatchewan that has Saskatchewan specific info. So I'll just want to make sure that you sign up for the province training that works best for you. And then we've also got lots of Community Futures training opportunities. So each individual office, they offer all sorts of free or very low cost training opportunities. Sometimes there, are different grant opportunities. If you attend this training, then you're eligible for, this grant for services to support your business. So I do encourage you to stay connected to your local office and check out our provincial event pages, just so you don't miss out on any of those opportunities that could be really helpful for you. And this online program, sorry, I meant to mention that the 10 modules, there is a video to watch for each module. And then there's a manual and a workbook. And that workbook is a fillable PDF. So you can put in your ideas, your insights related to your business from what you've learned in that module. And that works really well together when developing your business plan, because you can take the ideas and what you've thought of through each of the training modules and then incorporate some of that information into your business plan as you continue to develop it. So they really complement each other well to help you continue to move forward. So in our EDP program specifically, so EDP stands for Entrepreneurs with Disabilities Program. So we support individuals who are living with either a disability or a health condition, and that is defined as anything that it's a self-declaration. So it's basically you checking a box that you feel that you do meet the criteria as an entrepreneur with a disability or a health condition, and that you live in a rural area, just because, of course, at Community Futures, we do support rural entrepreneurs. There are other supports and services for those if you're living in an urban area, so either Winnipeg, Regina, or Saskatoon. So I'll share some resources and connect you there if that's relevant for you. But we define disability or health condition, and that's what I love about this program is that it's a self-declaration. We don't require lengthy medical forms that are very costly and time-consuming to have your doctor fill out and submit to us. We don't require that. And the definition of disability or health condition is what you feel, basically anything that you feel you need to do to manage your health and your well-being on a daily basis or within your daily routines. So that could be anything from living with hearing loss or vision loss to having a spinal cord injury to using a wheelchair to support mobility, asthma, being a cancer survivor and having some ongoing effects from medications, arthritis, anxiety, depression. It's a very broad spectrum. So basically, if any of us think about something that we do to manage our health and well-being, we can probably all potentially self-declare that we consider ourselves as living with some type of disability or accommodation need or a health condition. So whatever you define that as for yourself, it just is that piece that you would check off on our application form. And we don't require detailed information. I always tell people it's a very proactive declaration in that the more you share with us about yourself and what works well for you or what some of the challenges you've experienced or barriers you've experienced in the past, that helps me to really create that individualized, customized support for you. Maybe to suggest or connect you with resources that would be helpful. Maybe help set you up with even just the way that we communicate and support you could be in a way that works well for an entrepreneur living with ADHD, for example, right? Or I support a client who is starting her business and running things, and she's living with a brain injury, so has some memory issues. So we've built around her support plan. Well, what works well for you so that because we can't just rely on your memory because that's a challenge. And so then we have things in place where we record meetings so that I can send her the recording and then she can listen and follow up if she wants to remember things that we talked about or tasks to follow up on. Then I also send a written kind of task list for follow up via email after we have a meeting. I'll send a text reminder the morning that we have a meeting so that it's at top of mind to know that we have a meeting today at 1:30. We will make all of those accommodations based on what works best for you and create that plan with you. So that's why I share that the more people share with us and are comfortable sharing, and it is confidential, but that helps us to create that plan so we can better support you in both life and in growing your business. So because we all know everything is interconnected. So the more that we know about all aspects of your life and your work and your community and business and your health, the better able we are to really have that big picture plan to support you in a really positive, proactive way. We also work alongside other service providers. So sometimes we have people who are working with another service provider based on, a health diagnosis or disability need. And so we will work alongside if you're creating, a support plan or an employment plan and it involves starting your own business. We will work alongside, you and any other service providers or support people that you want to come alongside as part of your team, and we'll all work together collaboratively. So we have our startup checklist and the business plan workbook that I mentioned. These are available on both of our websites. So on our Community Futures Manitoba website and Community Futures Saskatchewan. So they are downloadable PDFs. But if you want, you can email me after the session and just let me know, where you're from, and I can send you the copy from your province. And here are the links to the Build a Better Business. That's that free self-directed online training program that you might be interested in. I'm going to send this to you in the follow-up email as well. It's very simple. You just click the link, you create your account. So you'll just register for your account. You have a username and a password, and then you're in and you can start navigating those modules. We also have a little user guide that's helpful to get you started as well. And each time you finish a module, you can do a short 5-question quiz. And when you pass the quiz with 100%, you do get a certificate for completing that module that you can download from the site. Perfect. Okay, copy from Manitoba. Got you. Thank you. And also, if you have some experience or you are operating your business and maybe you have some knowledge about, maybe you don't need to dive into business planning, but maybe you're looking into some legal information or you're growing your business, so you might need to hire a couple of employees, so you want to learn, about human resources, you could log in and just jump right into the module that's most relevant to you. You don't have to. We do recommend if you're wanting to take all 10 and you want the full training experience as a new entrepreneur, that you start with module 1 as business startup and move into module 2 for business planning before you move into the rest of the modules, just because that's going to give you the best foundation to get started. But you can also jump in and just, if you want to learn more about branding and marketing, then you could just go through that module. So you can really tailor it to what works best for you. Okay, another great way to stay connected to other training opportunities and different events that might be happening either in person in your region or also online. So we have training and events calendars on both of our provincial websites. So you can check that out. It is at the top under training and events. You click that and it will bring you to the calendar. So here I have February's up for you just so you can see. Today was how to create and maintain your Google business profile. We've got a CRA webinar coming up and targeting your top markets. So lots of amazing opportunities. So I do encourage you to check those out and register and follow up with your local office. And also if let's say an office in Northern Saskatchewan is hosting an online webinar, but you live, in South Central, it's not it's likely that you can still register even though it's offered by another community futures office outside of where you live or your region. So if there's something you're really interested in, I do encourage you to connect with the office or register, and then they'll confirm whether it's, sometimes they have a set number of spots and so they want to prioritize people in their region, but oftentimes it's open to anyone. So I do encourage you to, just because it's not hosted by your office, don't be deterred. I would still encourage you to register and confirm if you can attend. So I just really like this quote. Rachel says, "Don't let your health concerns get in the way of fulfilling your dreams." And that's what I love, especially on the theme of today, thinking about 2025, it's a new year. Are you ready to embark on that new career? We don't want your health concerns to get in the way of you being able to fulfill that dream. We do like to share some opportunities. I think it's nice to help, if you're envisioning this for yourself or other people, what would this look like? Who might this be a great fit for? We're all about creating opportunities. So here's John. He's a leathersmith with over 25 years of experience. He's been off work due to a health condition. He's ready to start working again, but wants better control of his working hours so he can manage his health condition and wants to set up his own shop in his garage. He's ready to develop his formal business plan and launch his side hustle business in early 2025. So, great opportunity for him for self employment and financial independence and freedom, positive impact on the community, and great economic impact, or that's starting a new business. Okay. Oh, sorry, we're just frozen here. There we go. Sorry about that. The joys of rural internet, right? Okay, so another example of creating an opportunity is Cassie. She's a creative person with a flair for making TikTok reels and social media posts. She's had some work experiences in school, but has not yet held a job. She's helped a few friends and family members with their business pages and is excited to try to develop this into a home-based business. She's ready to develop her business plan and launch her business. So that's great self-employment. She's creating a positive impact on the community, supporting other businesses and organizations, and then wonderful impact on the economy. So we do encourage you to stay connected. We do have a Facebook page, an Instagram page. Your local office likely has a social media presence as well. So if you want to follow up with me after I send the email following the session, then I can make sure you're connected to your local Community Futures office. If you are an entrepreneur looking for support in Winnipeg or Regina or Saskatoon, we do have EDP services in those locations as well, in those cities. And also in Winnipeg, there's RISE, and that's a program through Canadian Mental Health Association offering supports for small businesses, small business owners who are living with a mental health concern. So I will send that information out as well, either for you or if you know someone in these areas who would benefit from getting connected. So again, my name is Stephanie Den Hollander, and I'm the program coordinator of Community Futures in Manitoba and Saskatchewan of our EDP program. And our program manager is Susan Bader, so that's her email there. And we've got our website links. This will all be in the follow-up email for you as well, so you don't have to worry about saving links or quickly writing things down. So I'll kind of just open it up now. I'll just double check if there are any questions in the chat or if anyone wanted to unmute themselves and ask any questions or just have something to bring forward for discussion. We've got some time for that now. Perfect. Okay, so like I said, if we don't have any questions right now, certainly feel free to reply to the email that I send out with more information. If you want to set a time to connect via phone or Zoom or just some emails back and forth to share a little bit about your story or what you might be looking for, if also you're supporting clients with services, then just please reach out. I mean, that's the best way to connect is having those courageous conversations. So please don't hesitate. I'd be happy to spend time getting to know you and how we can best support you and get you connected to the resources in your local office. And otherwise, if there's anything else that I can be helpful with, please just let me know. And if you have more questions, follow up with that email and we'll go from there. So thanks so much for your time and being here. And I look forward to connecting again. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.